Here's a little tip. If you get hot, take off your jacket. Layering works. So if you're out there and you get hot and you need to take your shirt or your jacket off, or just even take your arms out of the sleeves, then do it. Just tie the arms of your jacket around your waist, but leave the bottom of your jacket still zipped up so it doesn't just flop all over your backside, so you can comfortably run with it without having to carry it. So this long distance running dedication goes out to this guy I ran with at the Jersey City Marathon in 2025. And we were running together at the end, like mile 21. And even though it was cool outside and cloudy, he was looking hot because he had his sweatshirt zipped all the way up and his hoodie over his head. And he was just sweaty, and I was wearing just a long sleeve shirt with my shorts and was perfectly comfortable, even though there was a bit of an icy breeze and it was cloudy. But I could tell he was struggling. I told him it was because he looked hot. He was all red and flushed and sweaty through his hoodie, and he was probably sweating too much and not quite drinking enough to compensate for that. But he didn't want to take his jacket off because he said he would freeze because of the cool breeze. Well, that would be true for just a few seconds. I mean, there was a little breeze and he was sweaty, but I finally convinced him to slowly unzip his jacket. Little tiny baby steps. Just take your hoodie off your head, slowly unzip your jacket. Let that sweat start evaporating because as soon as you take all your jacket off, you're going to be wet and sticky. And that cold wind is going to hit you and you're going to get a little chilly. But as long as you keep moving, you'll warm up pretty quickly, within minutes. So you can compensate for that by just gradually taking your jacket off, unzipping it, and then allowing yourself to get comfortable as you lose those layers. And you can always put those layers back on. That's why you layer. So this guy just gradually kept unzipping the jacket a little more and more until he was running with it, kind of flopping open. He was still a little too afraid to take it all the way off. But in all fairness, he was a really pretty thin guy, but he was in fantastic shape. He was a little older, like maybe in his 40s, and he was a tough guy. He obviously lifted weights and was very strong and figured he'd do this marathon as a challenge, his first marathon. And here he was out there. He was cold and afraid to take his jacket off. And then he was getting too hot. But he gradually started unzipping it, getting more and more comfortable, because as you keep moving, you warm up again and you can gradually get more comfortable. And he finally started to believe me. And he finished strong. I'm glad he did. And sometimes you have to take your jacket off. That's why we layer your clothes. And don't be afraid of the little chill. You'll be a little chilly after you take it off. You will. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's only for a little bit. But the sweat will evaporate. You'll keep running. You'll warm up. You'll be fine. You'll finish and you'll feel good. And you won't chafe as much from having all those wet, sticky clothes on. It's all about those baby steps. This tough guy was afraid of something, afraid of being cold. And he faced his fear, but he did it a little at a time so he could get used to it. He brought it down a little bit here and there until he felt safe to keep pushing himself. And he did it. It was literally getting used to his new comfort zone. So here's to you, Jersey City tough guy out there chafing the dream. I knew you could do it. I'm so proud of you. Way to go, and congratulations on a strong finish.